Joining us right now is Fox News strategic analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Colonel, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Maria.
You know, the president, when he speaks about this, he acts like we're just so stupid to even come up with this idea that it's ransom. And in fact, his spokesperson just told us straight out. What's your reaction to all of this?
Well, as someone who makes their living with words on paper, you know, I'm fascinated by the word games they try to play. Now, John Kirby saying, well, it wasn't ransom, it was leverage. Well, ransom money is leverage. I mean, it's plain. But you can, Maria, you can hear and see the spin doctors at the White House saying, oh, my God, what do we say now? What do we say now? Give me a magic word. Oh, leverage, man. Bankers use that. That sounds cool. Okay, it wasn't ransom, it was leverage. I mean, it's preposterous. It was ransom. Just say it.
You know what, I want you to tell us what the implications are about this, because when most people hear this debate, was it ransom, not ransom, we don't go into the implications. Why is it important that it was ransom?
Well, it's important because when Maria Bartiromo takes her next vacation in up-country Burma or inner Angola and you get grabbed by kidnappers, the price tag's already fixed. $100 million per American. I mean, this was so tragic. I mean, we're all glad the Americans came home. But the reason you don't pay ransom is because it encourages more hostage-taking, more demands for ransom, and Iran's already got more Americans.
Exactly. In fact, Governor, they've got 3 people that they're holding right now. After they got the money, they took 3 other people, they put them in jail.
Yeah, and by the way, Maria, I've got to say to Maria, actually, you're worth more than $100 million.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to joke about something like this, but when you actually put my name in there, and like, I'm thinking, wow, this is scary stuff. Thank you very much, Colonel.
But Colonel, doesn't this go to the heart of something bigger, and that is that the United States has again surrendered to Iran. We have surrendered to them on the nuclear deal. We surrendered to them on this. Yeah, we got our hostages back, but the fact is we paid a bunch of money to do it. We set a terrible precedent, and we once again reminded the world how weak we are under this president. That's what I read from all of this.
This was already money that we owed, though, right?
You know what? I don't think we owe them a doggone thing.
We didn't have to pay that
money. Owe them nothing. We owe them an assurance that they will never get nuclear weapons.
Even if the World Court...
I don't give a hoot what the World Court says in this regard, because the Iranians have consistently lied. They have sponsored terrorism through Hezbollah and through Hamas. They've murdered Americans, kidnapped Americans. We owe them nothing but a kick in the butt. I don't think we owe them a dime.
And then they kept saying death to America after they did the deal.
Well, there's a $2 billion in New York banks that the Supreme Court ruled does not go back to Iran. It goes to the victims of state-sponsored terrorism. So, and this was a settlement that the government brokered. And by the way, big arching story on this is we would not know about this if not for 2 reporters at the Wall Street Journal.
We
would not know. And the fact that
the president... Such a good point. He went around Congress again.
And the fact that the president dismissed this as ransom, the question is why. The why is because he doesn't want to tarnish this deal with Iran because it's his crowning achievement. And it's a disaster. Well, and a disaster yet to come.
That and Obamacare. Those are his 2 crowning achievements. Look, last night Donald Trump used new language, Colonel, to go after Hillary Clinton and President Obama and the war on ISIS. Watch. I'd like to get your reaction.
Has she apologized for lying to the families who lost loved ones at Benghazi? Has she apologized for putting Iran on a path to nuclear weapons? Has she apologized for Iraq? For Libya, for Syria? Has she apologized for unleashing ISIS across the world? She and Barack Obama unleashed ISIS, whether you like it or don't like it.
Is this a shift for Trump, Colonel?
Well, I think he, again, is trying to dig his way out from under his claim that they founded ISIS. And again, I'm a great believer in specificity of language. In military orders, you must use precise language or a lot of people get killed. And in this case, it is absolutely fair to say that President Obama created the environment for Islamist terror to resurge, for Islamic State, for ISIS to bloom. And if you would only go with that kind of specific language, we could all nod our heads and say, yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. Colonel, great to have you on the show today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Ralph Peters joining us there.